Hey friends, Simon from Nerd Safari here, and I wanted to record this video. This is completely unscripted, and I'll confess up front, I'm still in quite a lot of pain, and my voice isn't doing so good, which is why I have this microphone with me. But I wanted to record this video for two main reasons. One, some of you have been kind enough to notice that we haven't uploaded a video in a few weeks, and were asking how we were doing and is everything okay. So I wanted to respond to those people. And two, I wonder if the journey that I've personally been on the last few weeks may be helpful to share. Maybe there are people going through something similar who would benefit from hearing about my journey and seeing me on the other side. So you've probably guessed from the title of this video, but a few weeks ago I went for a dermatologist appointment, and I was checking about something completely different. But while I was there, I said to the doctor, I've had this weird patch of red skin on my neck for years and years, and they've told me it's eczema or psoriasis or something very boring, and they've just told me put moisturizer on it, forget about it. And the doctor said, you know what, I think they're right, it's probably nothing, but while we're here, let's do a biopsy. And it's funny, on our YouTube channel, some people had noticed this patch of red skin on my neck, and originally it looked a lot like what in the States they would call a hickey. I guess when I was growing up they called it a love bite, but where you would have a partner who was particularly amorous who would be kissing on your neck and you would end up with like a circular red mark. That's kind of what it started like. By the end though, it was kind of cracked skin, it was broken and bleeding, and I was getting a little bit worried about it. So the doctor agreed to do a biopsy on it, and about 3 days later, he called me up with the news that it was cancer. Now, the way that he delivered that news, I think, was exactly the way it needed to be. He told me straight up, Simon, I'm sorry, but I need to tell you it's cancer, but it's not an aggressive form of cancer. It's been growing slowly over the past 10 years. And therefore, we think we can remove it and you'll be okay. There should be no need for long-term treatment. But it is a large area. It's going to be challenging to remove. It's going to take several hours. And I want to refer you to a surgeon who can help do that. And my initial feeling when I heard that diagnosis was kind of horror. I've had some family history of cancer. And, my experience with it is it's like a demon that's chasing you, that there's no escape from. My mother had breast cancer in her 30s. They thought they removed everything, but, 10 years later, she was found to have liver cancer. They put her on a miracle drug, and they thought that had solved the liver cancer. But another 10 years later, and it was in her bones and her brain. And so that was my experience of cancer. So even hearing the word, I was very skeptical of what the doctors were saying. They say they can remove it all, but can they? So I was initially quite horrified and honestly just very, very frightened. And I thought it was interesting that when I would talk to people, the reactions from people would vary from, oh my God, cancer, this is, could be terminal, I'm so sorry, right through to, it's nothing, it's just skin cancer. People get that all the time, they can just remove it. And, my feelings were somewhere in the middle. Yes, it's just skin cancer, but it's skin cancer that's been there for 10 years. And if you let it grow, it not only grows bigger kind of on the surface of your skin, but it grows deeper, and those deeper layers can grow into lesions, and those lesions can become tumors. So, skin cancer is not nothing. So about a week later, I went to see the surgeon, and I've got to say, first of all, I'm so grateful to work for a company where I have medical insurance. Not everyone is that lucky. If I was in this position without medical insurance, I literally don't know what I would have done. And secondly, I'm grateful that where I am in New York, we have some of the best surgeons in the country on our doorstep. The guy I saw had literally written books about cancer removal. So he was very, very confident this was just another day at work for him. And his confidence kind of gave me some calm. But he was very open with me that it's a large area of skin. We are going to need to remove everything. They kind of cut around the edge of the cancer as well to make sure nothing is left. And he said by doing that, we can almost guarantee, I'm almost 100% sure, that you will have no more cancer going forward. And there would be no need for, chemotherapy or radiotherapy and so on. But because of that, it's going to be a large area we need to remove, and that may require skin grafts. At the very least, it's going to require lots and lots of stitches. So about 2 weeks after that appointment, I actually went in for my surgery. It was all done under local anesthetic for about 4.5 hours, which was a long, long time. And, it actually reminded me a lot of being tattooed, where, I'd been for tattoo sessions for 7 or 8 hours, and after maybe 5 hours, my skin would just go into shock, and I would start shaking, and my blood sugar would drop, and it was exactly the same during this surgery. The first 3 hours or so were really not that big a deal. They used a lot of lidocaine to numb the area, and then, they went to work. But I didn't feel really anything, and I was quite calm and relaxed. But I would say the last hour I was shaking, and it really felt horrible. So not a great experience, but what choice do you have? It's cancer, you get rid of it. So after that, the doctor sewed me back up. Thankfully, I didn't need to have skin grafts, but I did need to have 35 stitches. And since then, on Monday, I have this amazing, beautiful diaper thing attached to my neck. And I've got to say, I'm actually quite scared of what is under there. Like the idea that a big part of my neck is gone. There's 35 stitches around there. It sounds horrible. I'm feeling like I'm going to take this off and I'm going to look like Frankenstein's monster. But hey, that's life. I mean, the scar over the next year will heal up and fade away, and they think it may almost be invisible after a while. So, it is what it is. To me, that's a battle scar. And I guess what I'm really, really grateful for is that, as I said, healthcare, great doctors, but also, even though they caught this 10 years too late, at least they caught it when they did, and it was operable, and it hadn't developed into, huge tumors or anything. Some people are not so lucky. So I'm feeling very, very grateful for the situation that I found myself in and the outcome of that situation, and more than anything, for the love and support of my family, of my friends, of my colleagues even. I just had a huge bunch of flowers sent to me from work yesterday. So I'm not feeling great right now physically, but I am feeling like this has put life in perspective for me, and now I need to be very conscious that life is short. Things could have gone a very different way, and I need to grasp every opportunity that I can and make the most of life while I have it. So, who knows if any of us will live another 50 years, another 20 years, another 1 week. I mean, things happen all the time, and we just need to grasp the opportunity, seize the day, carpe diem. But we also need to be very, very careful that we take our health seriously. We only get this one body as far as we know. And I think it's important that if you have, any doubts, if you find a lump, if you find a weird area of skin, go talk to a doctor. And if that doctor is dismissive, go talk to another better doctor. Because who knows, it may be nothing, you may be wasting an hour of your time, or you may just catch something early enough that they can get rid of it before it becomes a bigger problem. So that is my story. That is where I have been for the last few weeks. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but I will be back very, very soon. Like I said, probably looking like Frankenstein's monster with a whole load of stitches around my neck for a while. But who cares? At least I'm still here. And I'm really grateful to all of you who have sent us comments and messages just checking in to make sure we're okay. Super appreciate all of you, and I can't wait to have more silly, nerdy, geeky experiences, whether it's movies or cosplay or TV shows or video games. I will be seeing you very, very soon, friends, on the next Nerd Safari. Peace out.